Alright, now we do folks. Boom, Marcus on Tuesday 5 numbers after the name. Freestyle Friday, Dark Souls 2 Fridays these days, man, as we put you over here, murders, roll through all these bosses. This one's wild, yo. This one's wild, man. So, you get through this area. The area is not too tough, but getting there is... It's not hard once you develop the pattern, but the first couple times it seems really difficult because there's like 4 really strong enemies kind of back to back, and you end up triggering them all at the same time. And trying to run away from them didn't 100% work for me. They kind of be caught up when I'm going through the fog, so I ended up taking them down and da-da-da. So it wasn't the easiest route over there, but it wasn't the hardest. You kind of get used to that. And then the first couple times I came here, and this chariot just ran me over, and I died. Like, that was my first, like, 4 times. I just died to this chariot as I tried, like, swinging at it or something. My first instinct was, like, I have to charge up and, like, swing it as hard as I can to stagger it. And, yeah, after it runs you over, you're like, yeah, no, that's not 100% how it works. Never mind. And then I survived like one time long enough to kind of run over and see that there was some dips in the wall, and I was like, oh, nice, there's some dips, cool. So then I started running, and I kept running, and I died eventually, and I was like, man, like, am I just running circles here? Like, what's going on? But at one point I managed to run all the way, and I saw that there was like an end to it, and I found like a switch, and I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And I found these guys that were spawning the other people because I noticed that there were different enemies, the scouts. I was like, okay, I got this. And then eventually I figured out, all right, cool, so this is how we get the damn horses over here to stop. And then I can actually fight the damn horses over here, which, although they do pack a punch, I thought overall they weren't too difficult. You can kind of get away from them, as you can see, pretty easily over here and heal. So anytime you have a moment of peace against your bosses, I feel it's relatively on the easier side. But be careful, because they do pack a punch. They have a bunch of different moves, a couple AoE attacks, a couple just like power moves where they kind of run into you. I feel they're pretty easy to dodge, though, and once you kind of get through the main areas, like the main objective of the switches and the skeletons and whatnot, I would definitely suggest getting rid of all skeletons, too, before you take this guy down, because the skeletons will just be in your way as you keep fighting them. But the actual boss itself, that fight, isn't the most difficult.